I'm Daryl Walker of the My Little Champions organization.
And I'm Tracey from Ruhr Consulting. And together we are
Unconquerable Minds. You know, it's interesting. I was thinking about how we met, and we were at a Yes Network event. And it's interesting because I believe everything happens for a reason. And we ended up sitting next to each other, or I sat next to you. But the only reason we ended up interacting was because the speaker had us do an exercise that required us to interact. And you know, the relationship that we developed from that conversation, it was so profound because in speaking to you and finding out what you do, and I was telling you a little bit about myself, you gave me some information that was very integral into what has become my journey, you know, from this point. So, you know, I was very grateful for that.
You know, it's so amazing because you never know. We go through life, you just never know when you're going to meet somebody that can impact your life so much. And it's really interesting to hear your point of view and to find out later on that I was able to help to impact you in a positive way.
Absolutely.
Because I remember leaving the meeting and just really inspired after hearing your story in the sense of if you can go out there and you can make something great happen, you know, there's no excuses for any of us. And whether you know it or not, it was around a time that I was having some really hard times in my life and starting a new business, facing adversity and challenges, and you really gave me some motivation and strength to really move forward.
Yeah, you know, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. We meet people. Everybody that comes into our life, they come into our life, I believe, to serve a purpose. Nothing just happens. Everything happens for a reason, and it's a part of a bigger plan, a bigger piece of a puzzle that, you know, sometimes you'll find out later what that ends up being. But yeah, I mean, and I was so grateful for just the opportunity to talk to you and for us to interact and stuff like that.
So Trina, it makes me think, how often in life do I just go through the motions? Am I buried in my phone or in my work, or, you know, I'm not making eye contact with somebody, I'm not smiling, I'm really closed off, and I miss, you know, potential life-changing opportunities, meeting people that are just life-changing and building relationships because I'm so closed off.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we've talked together and we've talked about how that's just really a problem in society right now.
Yeah, it's a really big thing. I mean, and you know, most people, they have this disposition where if this person isn't doing anything to benefit me, then I don't have time to deal with them, or I don't want to talk to them, or this isn't an important person for me to know. And we never know what somebody is going to end up being in our lives. We never know. I mean, just from that initial us sitting next to each other, and it was just what I thought was by accident. You know, I thought I sat there by accident, but you know, here we are several months later, and you know, we've done some things together, and now we're working on even bigger things together, and it shows you that nothing just happens. Everything happens because it's supposed to happen. So.
Well, and it does, and I do believe that, you know, you look at different times that different people, different circumstances, and sometimes we're constantly searching for that opportunity, for that big break,
Yeah.
for finding love, for finding connection, for finding partners. And how often do we avoid that happening by not pursuing a relationship? Because even, you know, we met on that day at the Yes seminar because we both were going to fine-tune our brains, and we both had a common vision with that. But I've met a lot of people through there that I haven't followed up with, and so it was really cool when they came, the American Cancer Society came to me and asked me if I knew any great speakers that would want to talk about pivoting and making life changes, if I knew anybody. And you were the first person that popped up in my head because I remembered your story, and that was, what, like 4 months down the road, and we didn't talk any time in between that. You just popped up in my head, and I'm so glad it did. You know, but how many times do we have someone that we think about and then we never connect with them in years past,
Mhm.
You know, so I'm really glad that I shot out something, because I think, you know, then we were able to get together and talk even more and realize how much we're aligned and how much we want to help people.
Absolutely, and you know, again, and you did that because you were wanting to help out a friend that needed somebody to speak there, and you also thought of me. And for me, I had been looking for opportunities to speak and practice with my speaking and get better. So you know, it all lined up. So you know, again, it just you know, grateful for the opportunity.
Well, and we both are on that journey to really work with people and help people, and you know, and I'm more in that sales and leadership role and into that space, and I know you're looking at helping people with depression and, you know, in different spaces of feeling like there's hopelessness.
Mhm.
You know, and we got together and started talking, and there was one thing that you had said that just really kicked it off, like, we should do a show.
Mhm.
And you were talking about how, you know, you walk through life and you fall in a hole, and you want someone to just come and talk to you while you're in the hole, but they can't help you.
Mhm.
And the answer is no. You know, you don't want someone to waste your time and just sit and talk to you and tell you it's going to be okay, and they've never been in that hole before. We're coming from situations where we've been in the hole, you know, we've had life kicked in our face, and you've literally had just one of the worst things that could happen as a person or as a father.
Yeah, and I think, and even for me, and I think from other people, everybody deals with adversity in their life. Everybody goes through challenges, and you know, it's not what we go through, but it's how we respond to what we go through. And you know, I'm not really sure how to describe it, but people are looking for a guide to get through their challenges in life, and they want somebody, like you said, that's gone through what they've gone through, and being in places where they've been. And you know, I was in a really dark place, and it's a lot of people that are in dark places. So you know, there's a lot of people that will you know, come and give you words or try to deliver you a message, but you know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't just deliver an empty message. I am the message, and you know, that's what I would like to be. I want people to know that no matter what you're going through, you can make it through, and there's nothing that can stop you from being whatever you want to be in life.
Right, I could not agree more. You know, bad things are going to happen. There are a lot of things that we can't control, but there are definitely a long list of things that we can control in order to both survive and then thrive. And so that's our message, and that's what we're coming to you to bring to you, the people. And if you're going through a hard time and you don't believe there's any hope, if you're struggling in your career, if you're struggling making connections and finding partnerships, that's one of the things that we'll be here and doing our weekly show, and just in the spirit of us finding each other by just simply sitting next to each other at a seminar, and continue to build that relationship. And someone that I can see you being a major impact in my life. You already have been already, and we've only known each other for a short period of time. You know, that the message to everybody is we have the ability to meet people that can impact our lives, but be awake, be open, be present. You know, when we walk through life and we're upset about what we don't have, what you know, people do what we don't have in our lives, the love we don't have, the impact we're not playing. It's all right in front of us. Right. Things happen for a reason, but we gotta take advantage of it. We gotta seize the moment.
Exactly. And this is Unconquerable Minds. Again, I'm Dariel Walker.
And I'm Jason Tracey.
And tune in next time. Thank you.